Healthy development of children. See, let us look at some of the childhood developmental disorders because the parents and teachers, if they notice it early, it will be easier for intervention and then possible correction. Some of the neurodevelopmental disorders that we look at today are intellectual disability disorder, attention deficit hyperactive disorder, specific learning disability, and a few other such issues. Let us understand some of the symptoms of these disorders. First and foremost is intellectual disability disorder. Earlier it was called as mental retardation. Now it is called as intellectual disability disorder. Children as they grow will acquire cognitive and other social abilities and behavior appropriate for the age. The behaviors that are required are like, say, reasoning, problem solving, planning, abstract thinking, judgment, doing the work assigned. See, some of these things they have to acquire appropriate to the age required. If there is any deficiency in those areas, it has to be looked at. See, what are all the areas that normally we should observe is, see, academic, and then social, and then practical aspects. Academic means memory, language development, reading, writing, such things. Social aspects is, see, learning, awareness about others, thought, feelings, communication, such issues, judgment. Practical is personal care, money management, and other doing small jobs assigned with responsibility, behavior at school and at home and other places. These are all the areas where the children has to follow a behavior which are related to their age. Any deficiency in these areas, if support is required for them to perform such jobs, then it needs further examination. How do we examine? See, we have to identify their intellectual quotient. See, IQ, what we call as IQ. What is their level of IQ for the particular age? There are standard tests which can be given to the child if some doubt is there about their deficiency, and this test have to be conducted by qualified people and not everyone. And thereafter, if some deficiency is found, it is categorized into different areas. First thing is, see, mild deficiency in intellectual. First category is mild deficiency in intellectual disability. If the IQ is somewhere between 50 and 70, then it is categorized as mild disability. Normally, such children find difficulty in writing, reading, and they require support. It is very difficult to identify this in the initial stages till the child starts going to the school. The next area is, say, moderate disability. That is, if the IQ is between 35 and 40, they are categorized as moderate intellectual disability. These children, they lag behind their peer friends. See, the language development is delayed, reading will be delayed, writing, lot of difficulty is found, and lot of training will be required for them to even keep their personal hygiene. So these are all the difficulties such children undergo. Then comes severe. If the IQ is between 20 and 25, it is categorized as severe intellectual disability. See, these children find deficiency in all areas. They will have difficulty in understanding and communication. They require support in all areas. Then comes a very serious category, so that is profound disability. If the IQ is less than 20, they are considered as profound intellectual disability. These children have difficult impairment in sensory and visual impairments also you can find. They can understand only very simple instructions, and they will be dependent throughout their life on others. See, depending on these categories, so some intervention will be required through people who are experts in this area. Special coaching will be required, special training will be required, and even the caregivers may need the training as to how to deal with such children. So that needs some expertise. Another area which we find difficulty or maybe some in children, but not easy to identify, is the specific learning disability. See, poor academic achievement in either reading, writing, or mathematics is categorized as special learning disability. See, what are all the indications of this special learning disability? These children may have average intelligence, and some of them may be, even their IQ may be higher than normal children. But still they will be lagging behind in one area, perhaps one or two areas that needs to be looked at. See, they show less interest in to go to school. They exhibit symptoms of depression sometimes, and then they may avoid going to school on some pretext or other. See, these difficulties can be categorized into three areas. Normally, we find difficulty in three areas. First one is reading difficulty. See, they are slow in reading, or they may read it wrongly. Say, poor understanding, poor comprehension will be there. Recalling also will be poor in such children. So they will have difficulty only in respect of reading. In other areas, they may be normal. So that is one possibility. Another area is what you call as dyscalculia. That is, they find difficulty in dealing with numbers. They will have difficulty in mathematical, solving the mathematical problems. Anything involving numbers, addition, subtraction, or multiplication, such areas they will find difficulty. In all other areas they will be all right, except this. The third category is what you call as dysgraphia. That is, they will have writing problem connected with writing. It hampers their academic achievement. They normally misspell, that is, writing the spelling will be wrong. They make grammar mistakes. They confuse between uppercase and lowercase. Sometimes they write it in the reverse order. Writing inverted figures. For 6 they may write 9, like that. And mirror images, their writing sometimes will be mirror image like. See, one particular letters will be mirror like. See, this can be identified only after they start going to school. Before that, it will be difficult to identify. Even after going to school, many times it will be mistaken as the boy or the girl is lazy and not performing deliberately. So this needs some observation, and then appropriate action should be taken into account. So it needs some testing from the people who are authorized to certify them that these people have difficulty. In fact, many of such children will be normal in all other areas except that one particular problem. They can perform well in all other activities except that either reading or in mathematical dealing or in writing. So many times it will be very, very difficult to identify the problem. Then let us go to a few other problems which generally we notice. Another problem that we come across is autism. Autism is their social interaction for the appropriate for that age will be very poor. They will have difficulty in establishing eye-to-eye contact. That difficulty will be there, and they have difficulty in expression, and they will have no interest in social interaction. They will be performing routine in the restricted repetitive behavior. See, for example, see if you give them some toys, they will always line it up in a particular order. If you disturb that, they will get annoyed, they will get angry. They continue, they have very, very limited social interaction. So that maybe this problem comes because of the chromosome involved in the our body, the particular child's body. So it needs further examination, and there are several, say, what you call as autism spectrum disorder. See, there are several different types of autism that needs to be identified by the experts, and then they have to be treated appropriately. Then you also come across children with stuttering difficulty. See, that develops after 18 months and may develop up to 9 years of age. That also needs, that can be corrected to some extent, but it needs some guidance to them and training for them. Another area that we notice is attention deficit, or what you call as ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. There are two categories in this ADHD. One is inattentive type. Here, the children will not be able to concentrate. They are careless for the details. They will have difficulty in concentration, and then they will have difficulty in listening to what you say. They often forget to do their homework or school work. Almost every day they lose either pencil, pen, or their notebooks. They can be easily distracted. See, this is one type of attention deficit hyperactive disorder.